TNT Sports at the Daytona International Speedway, Daytona Beach, Florida, the Pepsi 400. The NASCAR NEXTEL Cup season hits the halfway mark when the checkered flag falls tonight. All right, now we were looking to find out who might have run into Tony Raines. RaceView can help us out with this. You can find this at NASCAR.com. There's Stremme in the 40.
And from the race view, obviously we're not looking at real cars here. We're just going off the GPS and how race view works. It almost appears as the 96 came up and the 40 was there, just like we saw with the 9 and the 66 earlier. Until we saw, if we don't have real footage of it, that's as good as we're going to get. But that is great coverage right there to at least let you know where it happened in the middle of the straightaway, like we said, running in a straight line.
That cartoon's just going to rat you out, isn't it? If we don't get it.
It's going to rat you out.
It just ratted out the 40 car big time on that deal.
And there's one other guy that knows what happened.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll talk to him.
Oh, yeah. He'd be driving the 96 car, and he's probably not very happy right now. How about it, Ralph?
Well, we're going to walk over here to Tony Raines, who's sitting frustrated inside his car. Tony, what happened?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen a replay, but they're just telling me on the radio the 40 car hit us. And I don't know if, I don't know how he hit us. You know, if he hit us in the right rear, just trying to help us off the turn. But, you know, it's just a tough break for DLP Chevrolet. We had a decent car handling-wise, but this isn't the type of night we're looking for. And, you know, David and I come from the same area, but, you know, I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, but I don't know what happened. Until I see a replay, I guess I'll just reserve judgment.
Tony, there's a lot of torn-up race cars early in this race tonight. How come? What's crazy out there?
Well, it's just slick. You know, it's typical July race. You can't get your car to handle real well, and you're running inches from each other, and one little slip, you know, you let off, and somebody can't get woed up, and they bump and bang, and I don't know. Everybody's just trying to get to the front. There's only one spot to run in the front, and there's 43 of us.
Yeah, you know, and that was a good point. That's what I was just going to bring up. You see these guys bump draft, you're not going to get away with it tonight, as bad as these cars are handling. And as slick as it is, you're not going to be able to bump draft the guy, and it's going to be a lot tougher for him to recover.
The difference in bump draft in the night, and it goes back to the handling, the differential in speed from what your car may be running and the other car, they're just knocking each other out of the way. They're not able to ease up on each other and bump them forward and do it that way. And I don't know if that's what we're seeing early in the race or if we're just seeing incidents where guys don't know other guys are there.
Field has gotten the one to go. This portion of NASCAR on TNT's Wide Open coverage is brought to you by the all-new full-size Toyota Tundra. Go green when we get back to the line. Let's check with Larry.
Guys, I've been watching the 18, Tony Eury Jr. and that group. Of course, the biggest thing, they're trying to get all the cosmetic damage fixed. But the other thing they've been doing, I've got my crew member, Mark Fine, there on the left rear, is they're trying to check the toe out. And what they did, they went to the right side with a string or a bar, and then they came to the left side. And what they're trying to make sure is that the toe out, that the front wheels, that the front part of it's out just a little bit more than the rear. That makes the car good and stable. So what they actually had to do is go to the tie rod, loosen it, and adjust it until they got the right toe out there where at least that car will drive good, and then they'll continue to work on the body damage as they get more pit stops. Marty.
Well, Larry Mack, that toe was knocked out about 1/8 of an inch. They've been coaching Junior, trying to cheer him on to keep him out on the racetrack. They tried to keep him on the lead lap, Larry Mack, but they were not able to do it. So as a crew chief, what's your job now trying to coach your driver for the rest of this race?
Marty, the good thing is we have the free pass. We have the lucky dog. So what they need to do is just coach him to just hang in there. We have plenty of racing left, and we will get a caution, and we'll get that lap back. Then we're going to make that race car where we can go back up there and race. Go back a few years ago at Talladega, that car was almost destroyed, and they fixed it, kept working on it. Guess what? He went on to win the race.
Pace car to pit road. You might have seen Earnhardt shoot by there, trying to make up his lap as the lucky dog. Green flag in the air. Clint Bowyer is the race leader.
The one thing the lucky dog rule has allowed to happen is a car like Earnhardt Jr.'s, who needs extensive work. If he continues to catch early cautions, he can get this thing fixed and get back in the race. He's not out of the race by any stretch of the imagination at this point in time. Now, if this was a little bit later in the race, yeah, color him gone. He's out of here. But right now, he can continue to come down pit road and adjust on this thing until they start lapping other cars.
But he doesn't have any friends right now, does he?
He doesn't have any friends, and they're going to. And if this thing goes green for any amount of time, they will. This pack will catch him and put him a lap down.
But once again, he's the lucky dog candidate again. You know, at that point in time.
Yeah.
Right now, Riggs is ahead of him. We'll see how the scoring trips when they go by this time.
I'm going to be honest and tell you, I never even saw Riggs get a lap down. Unless he was in one of these last incidents or ran over something.
Marty?
Bill Clint Boyer up front with the lead on 2 tires. His teammate Kevin Harvick in third with 4 tires. Harvick wondered, hey, teammate, how are those 2 tires working out for you?
How'd your car feel there on 2 tires? Harvick was wanting to know. Come on, we'll talk after the race. We'll email and talk to him. It's fine. 10-4.
They said they would email during the race, and then he would talk to them after the race. No secrets, or actually there are secrets, even between teammates, right, guys?
Yeah, I got to give him that. That basically what he was saying when he said we'll talk after the races. They're doing pretty good at this point in time, and I don't want him to try them and get up in front of me at some point in time, which is good. You know, like I said before, when we came back from break a minute ago, now's the time to experiment and try stuff. When you can get away from it and at least run in a pack, or get away with it and at least run in a pack and be swept along with them, you don't have to fight the car.
Well, you see Nemechek right there in the middle in a 13 car. Boy, that car does not look stable in between those cars.
And Wally, you know what that does is when you're in the 1 car or the 42 or the 6 and you're watching that 13 pinball back and forth, you're thinking, oh my God, gas, brake, left, right. I don't know which way to go. So it really backs up the rest of the field.
But your eyes are wide open.
Wide open, man.
Down the backstretch, headed into turn 3. Harvick out of line. An update on his teammate from Lindsay.
Jeff Burton came on the radio and said that he was feeling a little bit tight, but the track is much, much quicker than he expected it to be early on. So I know a lot of the drivers down here are saying that. And guys, something else that these teammates are looking to communicate about is just how those new engines are doing, the RCR-DEI combination. I talked to Richard Childress earlier, and he said that's a big test, and they want to gain all the info they can from this race.
And a number of cars running that power plant here this weekend.
Well, you saw Harvick just go straight to the back there when he got out of line. Right now, it looks like these guys that are running the bottom right now are able to keep that gas pedal down. They're handling good, and that's why they're being able to stay on the bottom. I think the guys that are handling not as good are up on top because they're having to crack that throttle, get the car to turn, then get back in the gas.
And you know, the funny thing that you hear, if you listen to what everybody down pit road has said, what Lindsay said and what Matt said and Marty and Ralph, what everybody has said, they're talking tight. Nobody's saying my car's loose.
Exactly.
Nobody's saying I'm loose, I'm free. We heard Tony say, well, maybe Denny got a little tight coming up out of the corner. So the racetrack must have a tendency tonight to be a lot tighter than what it has been in the past, because these guys are running, oh my God, that took my breath. These guys are running all over the racetrack looking for new asphalt to get some grip.
Boy, and all over the racetrack, it's the right turn.
That was a right-hand turn in the middle of the corner.
This portion of NASCAR on TNT's Wide Open coverage brought to you by Miller Lite. Jamie McMurray in that 26 car hunting the lead.
Oh, look at Burton up the track. Well, the 12 of Newman got right. Oh, I'm telling you what. These guys are flirting with disaster right there.
And what you know, Burton's trying to say, is that hole still there? Is that still down there? And Newman's like, no, it's not here anymore, man. I closed that. But Newman did the right thing. He eased up a little bit and let Jeff back. But then you see the outside lane, how they freight train just from those guys checking up just a little bit.
This is a give and take race. The first 120 laps is all give. The last 40 laps, all take.
And the 26, McMurray takes the lead.
I'm going to tell you, this 26 car has been impressive from the time we saw him go 3 wide early on. And we've not seen the Fords be that strong at a place like this, at the restrictor plates in some of these places. It's been Chevy all year long, but this Ford has come up through there.
166 races since Jamie McMurray went to victory lane, Ralph.
Well, the key to that move, too, Bill, is the fact that he got some help getting out front. Now he's got everybody tucked up behind him, and he's going to try to stay there for a while. He says the car's a little bit tight. On the last pit stop, they took a half round out of the track bar, put 4 tires of fuel on it. He just said just moments ago, even with those changes, this car is still a little too tight. But boy, is it fast.
Key word tonight would be tight. McMurray up front.